Come on, Mrs. Pac-Man. You beautiful set of pixels, you.
Welcome to Noise Reel. I am Ellie and this is...
And David Elphick.
Okay, so today on the show we are going to be talking to Whiskey for the Wounded. They're going to be performing for us. We're going to be speaking to the artist behind the mural on the side of the building that we're in. And where are we, Dave?
We're none other than the Prince Albert, of course, been standing since 1860 as a public house. To put that into context, that's the year that Abraham Lincoln became President of the United States.
Wow.
And also the first time there was ever an inter-club football match in the world ever. It was played in Sheffield, in case you wanted to know.
And what else have we got coming up on the show today?
Yeah, we're also going to be interviewing Will, who is the promoter, who everyone probably knows from his pork pie hat. He's always sat at the top of the stairs letting people in and out of the Prince Albert. So we'll be chatting to him about the history of the different artists they've had playing here, just what's been going on, and just, where the future is lying in terms of the music they're going to have on here. And
also, we've obviously got the controversy around the Banksy kissing coppers on the side of the building.
Yeah, obviously they disappeared and got sold for millions of pounds, didn't they? I think they're in Florida now.
I think it's Miami, and it was in 2004 that it was originally painted. And then there was a lot of drama. It was covered up, and then I think some of the bar staff tried to salvage it back, and it was later sold. So but we're going to be taking a look at that wall later when we speak to the graffiti artist responsible. Talk to me, Dave. Tell me about Whiskey for the Wounded.
So, Whiskey for the Wounded is my new project, our new project. We are a band, and basically I have been writing songs for it for about 10 years, and I have a surprisingly small stack considering how long I've been writing. So throughout most of them, basically. And Whiskey for the Wounded is kind of the name that I came up with for like my personal music. Tremble, never forget my name. I will pick you up and I will make a fortress of, and I will hold you in my arms and unfold you after dark. Came to me in a dream or something. Actually, bizarrely, I think I stumbled across the phrase "Whiskey for the Wounded" in like this weird quote, and it was something like, "We need, We need food and ammunition for our living, lime for our dead, bring whiskey for the wounded." And I sort of found it somewhere, and I couldn't find it anywhere again. And I looked, and I was like, I have actually made that up and imagined it completely. So then I just stole the quote because I can't find it.
So that's my band name now. I've nicked that. I'm having that, and it sounds good, and it's good.
I like it.
Music to drink to, I understand.
Yes, well, that's kind of. I mean, Whiskey for the Wounded made a lot of sense because I do quite like to drink whiskey.
What's your favourite whiskey?
My favourite whiskey is probably Dalwhinnie.
Okay, it's all very emotive stuff. Where are you getting your influences from, or just so you do all the songwriting, don't you?
Yeah, well, principal songwriting. So I kind of take the ideas, and that's only because the band is so new. So the band formed because I wrote a stack of songs and went, I want a band, and you know, so we've done a record, we put it out. We're going to do another record. Like, there's loads of scope.
Sure.
Influences at the moment come from all over the place. I found I'm kind of into. I do like martial arts and stuff, and I found a little quote, "All rivers flowing to the sea," in one of my martial arts textbooks, and I liked it. I like that. It's a very interesting phrase, and so I kind of like to write songs that hopefully people can relate to, but that are actually about really weird stuff. Because I really think it's amazing when a songwriter can use a phrase that seems generic. So you can
I love
go.
this. I'm really into this. So I write a lot of poetry. And I'm really into lyrics. And I noticed when I was looking on your Facebook page that you've got a lot of your lyrics kind of just dotted all around that, and I really, really like that.
It's one of my favourite things to do, to cut out the lyrics and kind of take them as a standalone thing. And that's really an inspiration from a lot of people, but you probably hear like the Jeff Buckley inspiration. Elliott Smith is a massive inspiration. And Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder does it really well. If you like Pearl Jam,
I feel like a quotes magpie.
Yeah, essentially, and so like to take ideas for songs and like
churn it all up, get to the core idea,
Yeah.
put it in, and hopefully somebody can take something completely different out.
So I am here with Sinna One,
Hello there.
also known as Daryl, who is partly responsible for the what do you call this? What do you call this?
It's a massive mural
Yeah.
on the side of a pub. Yeah.
Dead Icons? What's the name for
Yeah,
it?
it's Icons was the sort of formal title for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 30 dead rock icons,
Yeah.
musicians, DJ John Peel. That was the kind of catalyst for the project,
Yeah.
John Peel. And there is Ollie Reed's on the wall as well, so there's an actor in there.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the history of the wall or how you came involved?
Well, the wall originally had a portrait by John Peel, by Rec, but of John Peel.
Yeah.
And the landlord of the pub wanted a newer image of John
Okay.
Peel painted on there. So he
Yeah.
approached me. I'd met Rec before and knew his work, so
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of get him involved in the project because he already had painted George Best and John Peel on the
Okay.
wall as well. So yeah, and it grew from there.
And so how were the images, who selected the musicians that were on the wall?
The landlord of the pub selected, he had like his favourites that he wanted to see up there. So
Yeah.
sort of,
Okay, so who decided where they went and how big they were?
that was,
Like
Rec
who's
and I
got-
basically
yeah.
sat down, we looked at some images, we got some photographs, we laid it up on Photoshop and
Yeah.
sort of had a bit of a play around.
That's a skateboarder just like really going for his life down Trafalgar Street.
Right.
How long did this process take? Because there must have been a lot of planning that went into sort of, because the reason I'm doing this in my hands is because I can see most of the images straight opposite me on this lovely reflection here. So
Yeah.
how long did it take sort of?
Well, from starting on the wall, it took, I think it was 4 weeks. And we had really good weather, it was really hot, but that also made it a bit difficult. Like once the
Yeah.
scaffold starts to come down and
Yeah.
you're exposed to the elements, to the sunlight, then you couldn't do long hours sort of just in
No.
the blazing sunshine. So it spread out a bit longer, but then also there was some sketch and design work involved. And I think from when we started talking about it with the landlord, it was a good few years, talking about it before
Yeah.
it actually came to fruition
Yeah.
and we started doing it.
There are some amazing artists up there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Particular
definitely.
favourite for me is Frank Sideboss.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Who you painted?
I painted, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And he had done gigs in the Albert before, and that was another catalyst for the project because there was already a couple of portraits and there was talks about sort of doing the full wall.
Yeah.
And when Frank Sidebottom died, we were in talks about doing a design, and someone said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you've got to put Frank on there." And
Absolutely.
And I mean, I've got a gallery that I founded around the corner from here called Art Schism, and
Yeah.
I've got a couple of prints in there of that, and it's always
Okay.
a really popular one. People are going, "Can't believe it! You've got pictures of Frank Sidebottom."
Can you just tell us a little bit, just have a little plug? What's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
for
Well,
Art Schism?
it's a cooperative artist gallery, so
Yeah.
basically all the artists involved invest into the project to help
Yeah,
run it.
yeah.
At the moment, we've been going 2 years. We've just
Yeah.
having a relaunch. We've got open day on the 4th of April. We're going to be doing some workshops throughout the day, spray painting, screen printing, drawing, and then we're going to have a secret after party as well, which you need to go to the website
Not a
to find out.
secret now, yeah.
Yeah, but if you go to the website artschism.net and
Yeah.
you'll find out about that. So.
Fantastic, brilliant. Thank you so much for
No
coming
worries.
along to talk to me about your wall.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We also have been interacting with you guys on Twitter. We've been chatting to Saffron from Republica.
Yeah.
I noticed a tweet by her the other day that suggested that she'd been working on some new material, or she was like talking about new songs, new lyrics and things like
Yes.
that. So we got a little conversation,
Yeah.
and I hope that she might be coming on the show at some point in the future.
Great.
I don't know about the whole of Republica, but at least Saffron.
Yeah.
So hopefully get her in for an interview, maybe find out about these new songs that she's been working on.
Brilliant.
Now, also another group, I've never really heard them before, but Vaudevillains, Brighton indie hip-hop, indie rap kind of
We've had a
group.
listen, haven't
Yeah,
we?
we had a listen to their track Alabama. Thanks for following us, guys. We had a listen to your track Alabama. Really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I particularly like the indie parts of it. I really like. I like that kind of music, but then they're really catchy. But then I really like how it's merged with the hip-hop element as well.
Yeah,
It
they're
works-
really good.
It works really well, and we hope to get them on the show as well at some point in the future.
Really like it. What's happening with Twitter at the moment is it is exploding a little bit, isn't it? We've had loads of great bands get in contact with us, following us, and every time we do get a follow, we are making the efforts to listen to your music.
We're doing our best.
And we're doing our best because there are so many. Like recently, last night, about 11 o'clock, a group called Crisis Warning, who are a young punk band in Brighton, they inboxed me with all of their SoundCloud and videos and some photos, and I was like in bed listening and thinking, these are really good. Yeah. So just keep at it.
We'll check them out as well. And finally, Jake John, who you actually discovered in a different way to me. I saw him on Twitter.
Yeah. I discovered him on Latest TV on The Verge.
On The Verge.
Yeah, on The Verge.
But he's a local rapper, hip hop artist. He's got a bit of like Usher Raymond vibes, like old school Usher Raymond. So yeah, really nice tune called Charlie. I don't know if I said that right, but that's on his SoundCloud. Do check that out. And just please keep getting in touch on the Twitter. What's the Twitter account?
The Twitter is Bmusic_TV.
Yeah, keep tweeting us at Bmusic_TV.
Yeah.
We'll keep sharing, we'll keep checking you out, and we'll try and get some of you on the show. Will, thank you very much for joining us. Now, you're obviously the promoter and booker at the Prince Albert. How long have you been doing that for?
I've been here now for about 20 years.
20 years, so you've seen plenty come and go.
One or two.
Yeah. So what does a day-to-day job involve for that?
Coordinating all the bookings with all the different promoters and agents in town and all over, really. Also doing the usual bar stuff, barrels, books, everything, the usual.
Do you find that people come to you? Obviously, Prince Albert's got that kind of reputation now. People want to play here. We
do get bands even asking to play here. We had Nina Cherry. She asked to play here, which was quite a good coup.
Cool. And what is the? I mean, you say you've seen loads of people come and go. 20 years. I mean, what have been some of the biggest or the best artists that you've seen that have come through these doors?
We had Lee Thompson Ska Orchestra, the guys from Madness.
Right.
That was terrific. He phoned up as a favour. He'd just started the band and asked if he could do a secret little warm-up. That was pretty fun.
Cool.
11 of those people, and they're not small these days, squeezed onto that stage, made for a good gig.
Yeah, fantastic, cool. And what's your favourite gig that you've seen it?
I think the legendary Shack Shakers is up there with one of the best. They're just such a terrific band.
What are they?
They're an American band. They're kind of rock and roll, swampy, bluesy, noisy, they're just everything. It's just a bizarre combination, but a fantastic band to watch.
Right, wicked, okay. So tell us something about the Prince Albert in your 20 years experience that perhaps we just don't know, the public don't hear.
I don't know, it's probably haunted by lots of dead roadies that have died under the weight of carrying stuff up and down, I don't know, up and down that fire exit.
Dangerous fire escape, yeah. What's coming up, like next month or two?
Wire.
What are you looking forward to? Wire,
yeah, April, 2 nights with Wire. Which is still 30th. On sale.
Yeah, and May time looking forward
the festival, the Great Escape. We do the regular Great Escape, but the night before we do an alternative.
Yeah.
And we use 2 bands from Brighton and 2 bands from Cornwall. Last year we got into trouble because we called it the South East by Southwest. And the actual South by Southwest festival didn't like it.
They really got in touch and...
They did get in touch with us, yeah. But we do give away free pasties.
Oh.
So it's a really good thing to do. It's a nice, interesting thing.
And Bootleg Festival, obviously we saw the first last year. Is that going to happen again?
Yeah, we've sort of ironed that out a bit better. The first one was a bit of a teething sort of process, but we're out and about. We're going to do that one, I think. July will be the next one.
Brilliant.
So we're going to be looking out for some new Brighton bands.
We will look out for that. We'll try and get down there as well ourselves.
Right,
so
thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Will. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
Cheers.
Okay.
So we do have a very special listing to give you this week, and that is Hypnotic Brass Ensemble. They are playing the Comedia on Monday the 13th of April.
And why is that so special?
It's very, very special because we've been talking to them for the last few weeks, and they're actually going to be on the show. So they're going to be on the show in the second part of April. We're going to be going down to Comedia, doing some music with them, and they're going to give us a feature interview, which is
fantastic.
Absolutely
They're all the way from
brilliant.
America.
They are from Chicago. They are the kings of brass from Chicago. They are all brothers. They are fantastic, and if you've never seen them before, you just have to go and see them. It's beggars belief that they are not just bigger than what they are at the moment. They featured on the Hunger Games soundtrack. They work with lots of hip hop artists in America, so Mos Def. There's a few others. It's definitely worth checking them out on Twitter and on their website. We'll post some details up.
I was on the 13th.
Yes.
So Monday.
Which clashes with Bipolar Sunshine.
And my birthday.
And is that your birthday? Okay.
It's Saturday the 28th of March and I'm here at Spectrum, which is a collaboration between Brighton Dome and Resident Records, bringing you a variable monthly musical showcase of local talent. Now, it's a bit of a folk fest tonight with Seadog, the Galleons and Early Ghost on the bill. They're all down in the green room. Let's go and have a chat.
The sun was dark and skies grew dim. And autumn came suddenly. The oak stood bare and straddled where once you took a part of me. And if you're not afraid of love, those tattered wings can lift you up.
Your last release was Cloud Physics. That was late 2013. So what have you been up to since then?
Looking for drummers quite a lot, mainly. But yeah, that was a big gap, so we weren't gigging a huge amount then. Writing new songs, we've got quite a lot of new stuff in the set now, so we're just kind of gearing up towards recording the next project, I guess.
And yeah, you let it slip that there is a new album in the making. So what can you tell us about that?
Well, we're just hopefully, kind of fingers crossed, signing up with a management guy, Peter from Fish Records, who's hopefully going to be involved, and then we're going to go off to the Brecon Beacons where we record all our stuff for a week, and hopefully sometime in September, October maybe, kind of do it then, and kind of pledge music campaign and all that kind of stuff. But it always takes a lot longer than you think, so it'll probably be the new year before it's out, I guess.
Set you down on solid rock, my dear.
Now, you recently released Transmitter, most recent EP, and with that, the single Haunted on Bleeding Heart Recordings.
That's right.
Yeah, so tell us all about how that release has gone.
Well, yeah, it's been going pretty well so far. We've had some lovely reviews, which has been good. Yeah, it's just really awesome to be part of that label because there's such a good roster of bands. So yeah, we feel really pleased, really. We're hoping to put out physical vinyl soon, so that will be exciting.
I love Haunted. The single is a fantastic song, and the video, you tell us about the video. It's quite cartoony, it's got a lot of shapes and things going on. What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, basically with the video, it was more of a visual interpretation to the music, and I've got some really talented friends. I mean, I guess the beauty of living in this creative town, there's so many talented people, and and some friends of mine who are animators just offered to kind of help us out, and they literally had this idea of this concept of basically just playing around with geometric sort of shapes and having something very simple and letting it evolve gradually into more sort of complex kind of patterns and using cool stock footage and that kind of thing.
Transmit the brightest blue.
Hi, we're Early Ghost, and you're watching Bmusic TV.
I am nestled between two members of Early Ghost now. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
My name's Mike.
And what do you do, Mike?
I play guitar and sing in Early Ghost.
And yourself?
I'm Sam, and I play keyboard.
But there are more members of the band, so who are they? Where are they?
Carl, who's sitting over there, but will not be taking part in this interview. He plays guitar too, and Hugh plays the drums, and Sam plays the bass, and he does a bit of vocals too, and sometimes we all swap around a little bit.
But I slept fine last night, and I'll be fine
now, we've got to talk about your single release, Devil's Got Me Now. You had the launch party just yesterday, didn't you? How did that go? How are we all feeling today?
Yeah, really hungover actually. But yeah, really good. We had a really fun night. It was at the Shacklewell Arms, which is a really, really nice pub that we really like to play at. So that was really cool, and lots of people were there, and we didn't know who they were, so that was cool as well.
Yeah, did you guys have it large last night? Are there any stories, anything you can tell us?
Just like antics on the night bus and just too much drink and
A little bit late for your sound check today.
yeah, all pretty slow today.
Fair enough.
But I slept fine last night, and I'll be fine tonight. You won't.
And the video that accompanies the release for Devil's Got Me Now features kind of a girl lying in bed, floating through space. It's quite, it's obviously quite a spacey video. But who came up with the concept for that? And is there kind of a meaning behind that?
It was kind of a brainstorming session. I'd been listening a lot to this album by Julie Cruz, and it was like really spacey, and I just like was getting lots of space visuals from everything, and like we kind of wanted to play around with a green screen as well, because it seemed like, you know, you can buy them off eBay for like £9, and we were like, you know, is this surely all there is to it? Like just a £9 green screen, and then you can make a space video, and apparently so.